Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We are going to be trying out the CATRICE HD Liquid Foundation. Woo! Another drugstore! As you guys know, I've been loving their Goodbye Pores primer, so I figured let's go try out their foundation. But of course, before we get started with today's video with all the information and how it works throughout the day, make sure you subscribe to my channel, ring that bell, turn all those notifications on, and don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you love drugstore or love CATRICE products, because I've been loving their stuff lately. And don't forget to follow me on my social media handle right there, which is just my Instagram. And let's get started with the video. Okay, you guys, so again, I am quite excited to try this out. The downside to CATRICE being at the drugstore where I am, I don't know about the US or anything, is that they are very limited in shade range in the store. You can buy it online at the actual CATRICE website and it has their full range of colors. But unfortunately at Shoppers Drug Mart, they only carry maybe about like 10 shades or maybe even less than that. I don't really know. So I had to work with what I had. So the closest shade to me that wouldn't run too dark or too light be 035 Natural Beige. So I looked at the other shades and I think if only Shoppers Drug Mart had this like in stock in the physical stores, I think shade 34 or 32 would have been more best suited to me. But again, I had to work with what I got, and I think I got it to work pretty well. And this retails for $13.99. So it's a pretty good price for a drugstore. This claims that it lasts 24 hours. It's mattifying. It's supposed to have like a second skin effect, and it's water and sweat proof. So I'm gonna be walking outside a little bit later today. So we shall see if it's actually like, you know, sweat proof, even though I'm not really running, but like, you know, just a bit of like activeness, you know? So again, I got this in the shade Natural Beige 035. This is kind of like a neutral golden undertone. I figured that it would be the closest match to my tan skin, because when I get tan, I get a little more olive, not golden or warm. When I tend to wear those, they look way off on me. So a great thing about this foundation is not only that it's mattifying and it claims that it's 24 hours, they also don't do any animal testing. They're vegan, paraben-free, gluten-free, alcohol-free, oil-free. Again, this is a ultra-light, high-coverage foundation for a natural-looking finish, covers imperfections and mattifies the skin, creating a smooth and even complexion for up to 24 hours. And it also features a unique dropper applicator. So I am not a big fan of the dropper, and I did shake this up a bit too. So it got quite messy. So I don't know like what happened there, but I feel like this is going to be quite messy. So the component itself, I am not a big fan of. Because of that part, I feel like it's going to be So for $13.99, you do get 1 fluid ounce. This is usually your standard for foundations. Again, it's drugstore. It's very affordable and inexpensive. Those highlights alone are pretty great. I'll show you guys the demonstration, how it wears, first impressions of applying it, and all that good stuff. And then of course, again, check it. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, so let's get into it. I'm gonna waste no time. I've put on my primer, you know, my usual Giorgio Armani, CATRICE. And now we're gonna add milk makeup right underneath the eyes. I really liked that primer. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Pretty good product. I was very skeptical as well. It's like Hydro Grip eye primer. Can I just use my normal one? No. It's different consistency, that's for sure. So go check that out. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a good shake. I am gonna go in with my Anissa Beauty brush, of course. So before we start anything, I'm gonna scoot you guys in, obviously, so we can have a better look of what's going on right here. And it's actually quite runny, and it definitely does oxidize. Ooh, I don't know if you guys could tell. Maybe I could do a new one. I'm gonna waste so much product. So I don't know if you guys could tell, but it definitely oxidizes. So it definitely went on a lot darker and then it oxidized lighter. It's normally the other way around, so we shall see. And hopefully I picked the right shade. If not, this is gonna be awkward. So I'm just gonna apply this around my neck first. I do smell a bit of a fragrance. Alright, so dot this around my face. I definitely recommend you work this in sections because it looks like it dried really quick. So don't dot this all over the face and then blend, because you're going to have some splotchy mess. And I have Apollo yelling at me. This cat has great timing. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but like there are days where he just like yells at me like on the other side of the door as I'm filming, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is the worst time for you to be like yelling at me right now. This is like medium to full, if not more leaning towards like full coverage. Like holy cannoli. I know you guys could see that or not. And I'm sure you guys know I am not typically the full coverage type of girl. I typically like more medium buildable, just in case of like if I do want that full coverage, then I can obviously have that option. But normally I don't like full coverage right off the bat. But it's definitely blending really, really nicely, and I have to tend to Apollo in a second because he just keeps yelling at me. Oh my god. It's full coverage, guys. In terms of color, it's not that bad. It's not that bad of a match. Like, I think I can get away with this. Okay, so I had to let Apollo in because he kept yelling at me like on the other side of the door. So I think with the shade match is not too bad. I believe I could get away with it. It's slightly darker, so hopefully it's not gonna be too much of an issue, but I'm just gonna use a beauty blender to maybe take out some of the excess. All right, so taking a closer look, I look pretty good. I will probably most likely pick a different shade. Maybe I should pick the lighter shade because I thought it was gonna get a little bit darker. I look mattified, I look blurred. Yeah, everything looks good. Like, Whether this is a 24-hour wear, we shall see, and if it's water and sweat proof. I will be outside for a little bit. Apollo, let's say hello. Hi. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my face right now. I'm gonna do my contour, highlight, and everything, and then I'll take you guys with me throughout the day, do some check-ins, everything. I don't know if you guys can see Apollo, but he's like walking around. And yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright, you guys, so I am home right now just for a little bit. It is 5:18 and it has been 9 hours right now since I first applied it. My forehead, I see that it's still looking pretty good, pretty matte. However, I feel that I see little bumps in the middle right here. I think it's like dry spots that's like picking up. So I'm not a fan of that. I don't know if the camera could pick it up too well, but I definitely could see some dry patches around there. So it definitely did collect. My pores, they're still looking pretty good compared to when I first applied it. Not really, but it's still holding up quite well. And also considering the fact that like I used the Givenchy powder, and we all saw how that looked on its own. So the fact that like it's still pretty holding up quite well, not bad. So even though it's holding up around here, the side of my nose right there is getting a little bit oily. Nothing is collecting on my smile lines yet because I don't know if it's gonna eventually do that or not. For a 9-hour day, it's not that bad. Again, this is Drugstore, right? I wasn't thinking it's gonna do anything magical, but $14 for it to last this long and not to break apart yet, it's actually not that bad. But I think I'm starting to notice that the shade is starting to look a lot darker than my chest. On camera, it probably doesn't look that way because of the lights, but just looking at myself in the mirror, I can see that it's getting like slightly darker than how my chest is. Luckily that nightfall is coming, no one's really gonna see me, but that's my gripe at the moment, that I probably chose the wrong color. But then again, my selection was very limited at Shoppers Drug Mart, so not much I could really do there. But do keep in mind that like this will oxidize throughout the day. So yeah, anyways, I shall check in with you guys in the next couple of hours or so. Alright, you guys, it is time for the final check-in. Right now it is 9:30 p.m. and there you go. I've had this on for 13 hours. Long day today. Let me tell you that. Taking a closer look. So after 13 hours, mind you, I did not really wear a mask all day either. Like I wore one occasionally when I had to go in and order something, but I'll come back out. So I didn't really like have a mask on for the majority of my day. So I see the foundation is starting to break apart right here, right where my smile line is, and also it's starting to collect in that smile line. My pores, I can see also that it's starting to break apart right around my nose right here. Get a little bit more oily around the nose there, but it's definitely starting to break apart. And same thing on this side as well. So around here and up, my pores still kind of look blurred, but right around here towards like the sides of my nose and towards the bridge, it's starting to break apart, and it looks like my pores are slowly becoming a little bit more emphasized. My forehead still looks relatively okay, but it kind of looks a little cakey around there. Overall, I don't hate the foundation. Looking at how it's performing, I don't think that this can last 24 hours. And also, I wasn't really wearing a mask all day either for it to kind of like contribute to for it to break around like my sides of my nose, collecting my smile lines. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. If I was to wear this again, I A, have to get a little bit darker, and B, I would probably only wear this for maybe like the typical 7-8 hour day. I wouldn't really consider wearing this for 12 hours, especially when I know how the CATRICE Goodbye Pores primer works, how the Giorgio Armani primer works, and how the Milk makeup works as well. Like, I know how those three work, and to see how it works so well at the start, and then after it just doesn't, right? But then also with all things considered, it has been a 13-hour day. Like, most people don't really wear foundation for 13 hours. Maybe 8, 9, probably pushing into 10. So there's some things I like, some things I don't, and with all things considered, it is Drugstore. For 13 hours, it did hold up quite well. Like, from far, it looks great. Once you step in a little bit closer, not so much. If you were just to wear this for like 8 hours, beautiful. It'll still hold up quite well. The only thing I would have to say is that when you're picking out your shade, do be careful, because I didn't think that was going to oxidize throughout the day. I figured that once it oxidized and you set, then you're good, but it looked like it definitely oxidized throughout the day. Like, my face looked a little bit darker than the rest of my body compared to how I first applied it. Just to consider that. So again, I don't hate this. I don't love this. Can't really give it a thumbs up, but not really a thumbs down. It's more a thumbs to the side. I know my thumbs do this weird thing. I'm double jointed, in case you guys don't know that already. But yes, I give this a halfway point. Some people probably will look at this going, ugh. So anyways, that's my thoughts for the CATRICE foundation. Take this review with a grain of salt. Make your own judgment. So anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I gotta take this off and get ready for bed because I gotta wake up early and get to the gym tomorrow at 9 in the morning. So I will see you guys in the next one. But before you leave, make sure you check out these other two right here if you haven't done so already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!